Okay folks, today we want to share with you the most powerful tool in network marketing, the fastest way, hands down, to grow your business and to grow it from day one. The three-way call. Let me explain it to you. Why is this the fastest, easiest way to grow your business? Because you don't have to learn everything, you don't have to know everything, you're not in this alone. You have teamwork, you have sponsors who are here to help you. And the three-way call connects you, your prospect, and the expert instantly. If you just signed up today, you can make a three-way call today. You can make a three-way call tomorrow and be enrolling people right away instead of waiting until you learn everything first or doing it wrong and burning through all of your family and friends and good leads by doing it wrong first. No, instead, by utilizing the power of the three-way call, your business can begin to grow from day one. I'm here to tell you right now, so far the people who have done three-way calls with me, we're hitting between 80 and 90% of the people they connect on a three-way call join the team, sign up, are taking Jasuru and getting the benefits of it. So let's look at this real quick. What is the power of the three-way call? What is it? Well, two people can do it much easier than what one person can do. That's first. Second, there is a mental aspect of what's going on. Now think back to this. When you were a kid, or maybe you have a kid, and the kid comes home late, 15 minutes late for supper. And the kid says, "But Dad, I was just at the park and I lost track of time," and blah, blah. You go, "Oh, I don't know if I believe, da, da, da. You're supposed to be here," these things. Now, if your son or daughter has another kid with them, some stranger you've never met before, but your child is saying, "I'm sorry, I'm late, I lost track of time, we're at the park," and then the friend who you don't know says, "Yeah, we were at the park, I'm sorry, blah, 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 we lost track of time." You go, "Well, okay, I guess you were at the park." You instantly believe because two people are saying it. It's a goofy thing that goes on psychologically, but it works. And so we want to harness that power with the prospects that you have because they know you. So they know that you're new to the business. They know that you don't have all the answers yet. They know these things. And so when you can bring in an expert, that changes the whole playing field. So what is a three-way call? A three-way call is where you call your prospect, you call the person, you call your friend or your family member, the person who you know could benefit from Jasuru. And you're talking with them and you're explaining to what's going on, you're seeing what's going on with them, and you're finding a great match between their problems and the solutions that Jasuru offers. And they're going to start asking you questions. Well, how does it do this and how does it do that? You say, "You know what? I don't want to screw this up. Let me see if I can get a friend of mine on the phone." Now, this person is one of the top people that edify them. Edify who your expert is. Build value into that person. This person, my upline, my sponsor, this guy has done this, has done this, has done this, has done that, has done this. And I'm not even sure I can get him on the phone, but if I can, I want to make sure you're getting the information from the right place, from the expert. And so you build value into the expert, and you're utilizing the trust that you have with your prospect, and then we connect the two. By edifying the expert, your prospect will automatically have respect for them. And so you're creating this triangle right here by doing a three-way call. And this is why it is extremely important. The main thing you have to know, first and foremost, is how to do a three-way call with your particular phone. Every phone is different, so I can't tell you exactly how to do it because every phone is different. But whether you've got a cell phone or a landline, get in touch with your provider. Say, "How do I make a three-way phone call with this device?" And they'll tell you step 1, step 2, step 3, and it's really, really, really easy to do. So find out how your machine works, how your device works with making a three-way call. Vitally important. Why is this so effective? This is the single tool that every single person in network marketing, not just Jasuru, but every network marketing company has ever attributed to their success as the number one thing that took them from just starting to making a few hundred, a few thousand, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars a month, is the power of this three-way call. So don't just take my word for it. Everybody in the industry, this is the way to go. Now, I was trying to put together a video that would explain exactly how this works and what to do and what not to do. What I have stumbled on is a video that's produced by someone else in a different network marketing company, but it was the best explanation, followed by a demonstration of how quick and easy this works. Once you see it for yourself, I think you're going to say, "Wow, that's really easy. I can do that starting today." Starting today. So let's watch that video.
Now sometimes, if you're not in a live presentation, let's say you were on the telephone or they saw a DVD or they saw it online presentation, at that point sometimes they're going to say, yeah, I'm pretty much ready to get started, but. By the way, the word but negates everything that was said in front of it. They're not really ready to get started. They need some more information. And when someone needs information, you need to resist the temptation to give them that information and instead pull out the most powerful tool we have in the business. This is the single most powerful closing tool we use on a daily basis. I use it every day. All the top leaders in the company use it. It's called the three-way call. The three-way call is where you stop answering the questions and bring in a third-party expert to answer those questions. Because see, usually it's a friend that's working with you, someone you know, they've just seen the presentation, they like you, that's why they came. But one of the problems with your friends is they know you. So they know, like you heard earlier, that you don't know that much about this business yet because you may be pretty new. So you bring in that third-party validation, bring in an expert. And that's where a three-way call comes in. Let's talk about three categories there. First, when to use the three-way call. Anytime someone says maybe, but, anything other than flat out no. I agree completely with what you heard earlier with Brian McClure. If someone is definitely a no, very negative, it's time to end it, sign them up as a customer and move on. But if they have a maybe, which is 80–85% of the people you're going to talk to, then you need to go to the three-way call. But don't use a three-way call until they've seen the business presentation. That happens a lot. A lot of times people try and use a three-way call to get someone to come to a presentation. That can seem like a group sales technique and be kind of tough on the person. So once they've seen it, call in. It can be an upline, a sideline. Anyone you feel comfortable with working with can be the third-party expert. So that's when you use it. Why it works is, again, because they will listen to a third party better than they'll listen to you, especially if you use proper structure and edification. Let's talk about how to make a three-way call. It's really all about structure, or what I like to call posturing. You have to posture it properly. But first, let's line up our expert. So if I knew I was going to use Chris Atkinson as my expert, I'm going to call or text Chris ahead of time and make sure he's available, because I don't want to waste a shot with the prospect when he's not available. Once I've confirmed that with him, then it's also easier, because when I call him, he'll answer quickly and I just tell him, showtime. It's time for the three-way call. Chris and I have done a lot of them together. Now, I always want to have the prospect on the phone first. That's the most important posture of a three-way call. If you have your expert on the phone and you call the prospect, you're ganging up on him. And it's if you're trying to sell him something. And you know, the expert has got the goose laying golden eggs here. We've got the product, we've got the business, so you want to make sure that the prospect knows we're going to try and get a hold of the expert. So make it so the prospect is part of the process of trying to find the expert. So in this case, if my prospect was Oleg, I'd say, Oleg, I knew you'd have some questions, and I've got a guy that can answer those for you. I'm fairly new at this, but this guy is named Chris Atkinson. He's an executive consultant, one of the top money earners in the company, and has had extreme success because he knows how to help people become successful. He's very busy, so I'm not sure I can get him on a call, but I'll try. Now that's a little bit of a white lie there, because I just confirmed that Chris is ready, right? But he's very busy, so, and I'm not going to ask him for permission. I'm just going to say, hang on a second. And I hit the flash button on my telephone. I call Chris. I say, showtime. Chris says, who you got? And I said, Oleg Peckerman from New York. He says, great. I flash back. And even though I already edified Chris before, the expert before, I'm going to re-edify now that we're all on the phone. And this process is fun, because this is where I tell Oleg, man, this is the guy I was telling you about. I'm so fortunate to get Chris Atkinson on the phone. He's an executive consultant, a top money earner. He and his wife have built a huge team all across the country in this. He's got the answer to everything. And Chris, let me tell you about Oleg, because Oleg is one of the most powerful businessmen I know in the Brooklyn area. He's going to be a huge asset to our team. He's the guy I've been telling you about, so I'm so glad. And then as the consultant, I'm going to back out then and say, Oleg, this is Chris. Chris, Oleg. And I'm going to be quiet at that point and turn it over to them. And here's one rule in the three-way call. If you, as the consultant leading the call, make one more comment until asked by the expert to speak, it goes downhill. It'll fail right there. You edified the expert, let the expert do their job, don't interrupt. And I've seen that many times where somebody introduces me to someone, and just when I start talking, they interrupt and say, oh, and all you have to do is get 2 people and sponsor, they sponsor 3 people, and they get 2 customers, and they get $100, and then you become a regional, and pretty soon the guy just wants off the phone. So let the expert speak. So, and of course, Chris is going to get on as the expert, and the first thing he's going to do is edify me as the consultant. So we're going to pump up Oleg, we're going to pump up Chris, pretty soon we're all so pumped up that nobody can say no to each other. So it's a lot of fun that way. So to actually demonstrate this, what I'd like to do is ask my good friend, one of the top money earners at Ambit Energy, executive consultant from out of Houston, Texas, Chris Atkinson. Please come join me, Chris. Now we're going to switch roles from what I just said, and this time Chris is going to be the consultant, and he's going to call me as the expert, and he's going to be getting Phil Toller, his prospect, on the phone now that Phil has already seen the presentation. So we're just going to run through it live right now.
So guys, remember the first thing I've already done is I have already talked to Steve to make sure he's even going to be available. And he said he would be. Okay, and I know I'm supposed to call Phil back at 4:30. So now it's about 4:25. I've sent Steve another text message now that says, Steve, we're about 5 minutes away, so make sure you're ready. Okay, so now he knows. Now all I'm going to do is get my prospect, Phil Toller, on the phone. Hey, Phil, this is Chris.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, man, you did get a chance to watch the DVD?
Yeah, I sure did.
All right, you like what you saw?
So far.
All right, man. So you ready to get started?
I need just a little bit more information, maybe.
I knew you'd say that, Phil. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I know that you have contacts not only throughout Texas, but you have an uncle in New York that you and I were talking about. What I'm going to do is bring a gentleman on the phone. His name is Steve Thompson. He's actually the gentleman that sponsored me into this business. Now, Steve travels all throughout all markets that we have, and he really knows this business in and out. I'm going to let him make sure he gives you the proper answer so I don't mess this thing up. And the next thing I do is I put him on hold while I get Steve on the phone. Okay, I didn't ask permission. I just let him know he's going to get the answers from the right person. So now I'm just going to flash over. I'm going to get Steve on the phone. Hey, Steve, this is Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, I got Phil Toller on the line. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. Hey, Phil, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, Chris.
All right, Phil, I managed to track down Steve Thompson. This is the guy I was telling you about. He travels all over the country building this business. Matter of fact, in just 2 more days, he's traveling back to New York. I believe that's where you told me your uncle was.
Yeah, sure.
Now, Steve is a top income earner here. That's why I wanted him on the phone, because I know that you have some questions. Now, Steve, let me tell you about Phil. Phil's a worship leader down in Santa Fe, Texas, has a wonderful congregation going on. He's been in the industry for quite a while now, and he has contacts in all the markets that we're currently in. I wanted him to be able to speak to you today.
Hey, Chris, thanks for putting me on the phone. Phil, thanks for taking a few minutes out to talk to us today. We really appreciate you taking the time to look at the business, and you are so fortunate to find Ambit right now. But you're even more fortunate that you found it through Chris. Nobody builds a bigger business than Chris because he helps people just like he's helping you get started right now. So we're all in the right place at the right time. Now that you've seen the business online, I understand you've seen the presentation?
Yes, sir, sure did.
Is there any questions for you? I got to ask you a question. What'd you see you liked the best?
Well, naturally, the money.
Oh, the money, man. I tell you what, I've got a lot of nice things I can say about Ambit, but the money's why I'm here, because it can set you free. What else did you see you like?
Well, I like the idea that it's electricity.
You know, that it's electricity, that we get paid money for helping people buy a commodity they're buying anyway, and we're saving people money on that. Is there anything else really stood out to you?
Now, the only question that I really have is the time issue. How much time will I need to spend?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because if you and I both like that it's electricity, it's a commodity, we both like that we can make a lot of money doing the business, and time was the only issue, then that problem is solved for you, because when you first get started, Chris is going to do most of the work. Just like Chris and I did when we got started. All you need to do is make a list of a few people and help put them in touch with Chris. Let him do the work at first and help those people get started. You get your first few hundred or few $1,000s coming, and then you'll find more time to build a business. Fair enough?
Fair enough, absolutely.
Great. Well, Chris, I think Phil is going to be awesome at this business. And before I leave, let me ask you this. Be sure and give Phil Toller my personal cell phone number, because Phil, just like I'm here to help Chris, I'm here to help you. I wish you the best in the business. Hey, drop me a line and give me his contact information once he gets in the business. Phil, I look forward to working with you in the future. Bye.
Thanks, Steve.
And guys, I go right into it and say, Phil, do you have your pen and paper handy? Because I want to make sure you have Steve's number first. Let's get that done. I give him Steve's phone number, and then I say, Phil, so now what I understand is you are ready to get started. Is that true?
Yes.
Well, let's get to the website.
And that's the way it is. You assume the close, bring in the expert. The prospect that would have been tough on Chris with that time issue, we can brush the time issue off fairly quick, because now I've got Chris to lean on. And your sponsor, your upline, is the answer to all the objections.
Okay, now that you've watched the video, Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Doing these couple little steps take it from a yes to a no. Take it from, rather than asking their permission, is just making the, hey, let me get this guy on the phone. Hold on just a second. Click. Dial him in. Amazing. The other thing is that you can see from the video, most three-way calls, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Most people, when they think about a three-way call, think, man, I can do it, but that's like, I've been talking to this person for an hour. I don't have another hour. No, most of the time, three-way calls about 5 minutes, 5 to 10. 5 to 10 minutes, and that person is on your team, excited about joining your team, excited to get their product. And your team is building instantly, and your upline is doing most of the work for you. Your upline is doing most of the work for you. It makes it really easy, and it makes it to where from day one, you can see success with your Desuru business. So listen to the things that were in that video and put them into practice. And when you do, make the phone call today. Make the phone call today. Make a list of the people that you know could benefit from Desuru and use the steps that you just saw. Get me on the phone. Get your sponsor on the phone. Get your upline on the phone. And start making those three-way calls happen, because you'll find your business building very quickly, you getting paid very quickly, which is going to inspire you to do more, and the people who you're signing up are going to sign up other people the same way that you sign them up. The same way that you introduce them, they're going to introduce others. And soon, you'll be on the other side of doing the three-way calls, because you'll have done so many of them, it'll just be second nature. So make the calls today. You can do it. Call your sponsor. Share this video with them. Brainstorm with them. Say, what is the best way for me to get in touch with you to let you know I've got a three-way call I need your help with? What's the best way for me to do this or to do that that works for you? And share this video. Share this video with your downline. Share this video with your team. Give them the tool, the power of the most powerful tool in network marketing. You can do it, and they'll thank you for it. Because as they do this also, your organization will grow exponentially. Also, visit us on the website, dreamchangebecome.com. And at the bottom of the page, there's a little toolbox there called Resources. Click on that tab, because there are other videos like this one that will give you the quickest keys to success, the fastest way to grow your business. And we are committed to your success. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.